Hello, every people. Welcome to the Mad Poet Show. Glad to be back. Had a great show earlier today on the afternoon show. It was a lot of fun. I'm trying to remember what album we actually played. I completely forget now. Spider. We played Spider earlier today. Right now we are playing my 53rd album, Partially Inexplicable. That first album, that first song, I should really take note of the name of the first song before I start playing. First song was called Mistaken Identity, which is pretty much what I am on the titles of my songs most of the time that I'm playing these shows. So that's always a good time for my little brain to try to wrap itself around. But welcome one, welcome all. I see Teresa's here. Welcome, Obscure Mysticism Cults. Friday Riffday hails. Always good to be doing Friday riffs. Thank you very much for coming in. Wherever you're viewing from, I'm streaming to, I think only 11 websites right now. One of my sites looked like it didn't connect, but yeah, wherever you're coming in from, thank you very much for being here. I'm the Mad Poet. You are an audience. We are the Mad Poet Society, and this is what we do. Obscure Mysticism Cult says, nice Charvel, but you know, this guitar has a little bit of a story to it, actually. So I had a very similar guitar. It was a Charvette. It was a Charvettete. And that was kind of the economy model of the Charvel guitars. And I had picked that up when I was in the military for like $120 at a local guitar store. And unfortunately, that guitar was stolen from me. I've had, over the years, I've had two guitars stolen from me. That one, which was a very cheap one, and also probably about 12 years ago, I had a Les Paul stolen from me that it was about a $3,000 guitar. That one was a little harder to handle. So the Charvette was also white, and I got a lot of mileage out of it before it was stolen. And then just about the time I was getting out of the military, not long before I got out, I started looking for a replacement. And I really liked, this basic style. I liked the Charvel Jackson guitars in general. And I found this one. This is a Charvel Fusion. And one of the interesting things is it has the slanted humbucker. And I've still got, we're actually going to hear me playing with this, I think possibly later today. I'm going to be using this bridge pickup, which is an absolute piece of crap. And it kind of works well for certain things because it kind of decreases how much distortion I have going. But basically the original pickups were garbage in it. And so I wanted to replace it with this DiMarzio Tone Zone, which is what's in here. And the Tone Zone is not a slanted humbucker. So I had to take it apart and slant it myself. So basically as soon as I got the pickup, I had voided the warranty. The same day, I'm cutting the thing apart, and I'm like, well, I hope this works. And fortunately it did. It worked great. My father is a machinist, and he made some brackets to go inside of here. And it's held up great. It's been an awesome pickup. And so that's kind of the story with the Charvel. So I'm glad you like it. Thank you very much. And so yeah, like I said, we're playing my 53rd album. It is called Partially Inexplicable. This next song, looks like it's in, what is this, E Phrygian we're playing with, I think maybe? 124 beats a minute. This song is called Float Like a Rock. This guitar also is the guitar that I learned how to work on guitars on. And that can be a very frustrating endeavor. I was talking a little bit about this earlier. There's a truss rod in the neck, a metal rod that's adjustable. And getting the adjustment of that right is very important to the playability of a guitar. And getting pickups wired correctly and all that stuff, and using the right kind of switches. There's a lot to it. And there were a few times I came pretty close to throwing this sucker through a wall, because it can be very frustrating learning how to work on guitars. Fortunately, I never did throw it through a wall, and it is still a very good guitar today. But I haven't played it for quite a while because the truss rod, in fact, needed to be adjusted. And I don't really like working on guitars that much. So it's a very easy thing for me to put off. And the other day I was like, I really want to play that Charvel. And when I wear a jacket, which I'm like, I haven't worn a jacket for a show in a while, I kind of like to wear the white guitar as well, because it's a good contrast. So it kind of works. And I was like, okay, I'll get this out. And it's not hard to do at all. It's not at all hard to adjust a truss rod. It takes a bit to learn it, but so I got the tools out, adjusted everything up. It's still it was quite a ways out of whack, so it kind of keeps adjusting. It tries to go back to where it was, so I'll need to make some minor adjustments to it again here in the next few days. But it's playing pretty well. I'm also finding it interesting because doing bends is actually a lot easier on this guitar than my other guitars. So I find myself kind of over bending. So I've really got to watch myself while I play so I don't over bend my notes, which is, I'm just finding that easy to do here today. So that's what's going on. I hope you guys are having awesome days and or mornings and or afternoons and or evenings and or nights. Whatever it is, wherever you are, whatever you are doing, I hope you are doing it well. So what do we got going on here? Let's play another song. This one is also in E Phrygian. If I recall correctly, I was kind of in a Phrygian mode around the time of writing this album. And certainly, so far, that has proven to be the case. This next song is called You Have No Idea. And moving on along, if anyone's coming in a little late to the show, welcome to the show. I'm the Mad Poet. You are an audience. We are the Mad Poet Society, and this is what we do. We play music, we talk about pizza. Yeah, that's about it. We talk about other stuff. We talk about guitars. I know, it's like crazy. Like, Randy, where do you come up with this stuff, man? Nobody knows. We're going to slow it down a little bit here. Looks like we're moving into some G minor. D Phrygian, G minor it looks like. This is called What Happened? So I mentioned in my afternoon show today that a couple days ago I went out for my first run of the season. We're no longer got ice all over the ground, so I'm out running again, and it felt really good. And went out again for another one today. Oh yeah, it is so nice to be running. I have been rope jumping through the winter. I definitely am continuing to exercise, but I think rope jumping is probably the most wholesome, kind of holistic, whole body exercise that I do. But there's something about running that just does it for me. It works. It's hard to describe. There's a song on my upcoming album called A Fistful of Light I've talked about before, and I think that song, even though it's an instrumental, that song expresses how I feel when I run. That's the best way. Teresa says she went out for a run today too. Yeah, felt great. Glad to hear it. Awesome. Yeah, keep yourselves in shape, people. Drink lots of water. exercise, eat pizza, play guitars. This is life right there. Not in that order. It's actually the proper order is guitars, pizza, and then health. And then, things like, finances, family, your children, whatever. Guitars and pizza come first. So we're just, keep the order in mind. It's important. So this next song called The Bottom of the Hill. Looks like we're actually in an A minor on this one. So the same key signature as an E Phrygian, but we're playing in the standard minor on this one. And this one, it's kind of interesting. I remember when I recorded it, the drums were just kind of left hanging. And I played this little extra thing, and I'm like, hey, that sounds pretty good. I'm just going to leave that in there. And then almost every time I've ever played it, I've been caught unaware by that. So I've made a note in my sheet music here to watch for at the ending. We'll see if I actually catch that this time, and it'll maybe work out a little bit better. It's kind of it's an easy ending to catch yourself unawares on while playing. Well, at least for me, and I'm pretty much the one who plays it because it's my song. I don't know, there might be other people out there playing my music. I did have one of my songs covered for a choral cover of one of my songs called Shadows of Thought. I forget which album that's off of. It might be Finite Reality. I could be wrong on it. Anyway, there might be other people out there playing my music, which would be really awesome. I would be really honored by that. Anyway, let's see if I hit the ending of this. Before I can hit the ending of it, I think I'm going to have to play the beginning and then the middle. Let's try that now. This song is called Bottom of the Hill. That's how the end of the song is supposed to sound. Much better, I do believe, than most of my other times running through that. Keep watering it up, people. Water is good. Okay. Nothing witty to say about this song. Let's just jump straight into it. Looks like we're playing a little F-sharp Phrygian action here. Yeah, that's what we got going on. This song is called A Reason to Bleed. Sarita V, thanks for coming in, lady. Nice to have you here as per always. And thank you for the compliment. I'm glad that it sounds good. It's always kind of one of these things, you know, it's a one-person crew here. And if anything goes wrong with the lights, I gotta fix it. And if anything goes wrong with the sound, I probably won't even know. And there have been plenty of times that I've been told by my chat, it's like, oh, you got no audio in your microphone, or, you know, everything just cut out or whatever. So I do as much preparatory work as I can, but then it's kind of in the hands of the universe to see what happens at that point. I'm not a superstitious fella, but there is a point when it's just you've done all you can do, and then you roll forward and see what happens. And no matter how well you do, there will come a day for us all where we will be in the burial chamber. It's like my parents have shown up. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for being here. And it's a nice light show. And you know, I really think now that I've got the walls and ceiling painted, I've got these black boards along the bottom half to cover up that brighter wood stuff that we had. It really makes the lights come out a lot better. I'm really pleased with the way the light show looks now. I am noticing that my lights here slightly asymmetrical, so I'm gonna have to fix those middle two and get that one over on the right side needs to come up just a little bit. These things happen. Sometimes my lights are slightly asymmetric. I, the Mad Poet, would like to issue my most sincere and deepest apologies for the pain I have caused with the asymmetrical nature of the lights in this show. I thank you for your understanding and for your time. I hope that in due process, society will be able to forgive me for my great sins. Thank you. This next song is going out to my man Andy. I've known Andy for a few years. He is a friend of Sarah's, and we'd gone out. He made a film, and I always forget to look up the name of this film. I should totally be promoting this for him to all of my legions of fans out here. But it's kind of a horror movie / comedy, very fun. And we went to one of the premieres. He was kind of doing a premiere tour of it, and we went to this small theater down in Seattle, and just a great time. Great, very fun, and we've been just buddies ever since. He's awesome. And you know, I usually don't tell people that I'm going to play their song before I play it. So Andy's probably not watching, but I hope he's out there doing well, doing Andy stuff. This one's going out to him. We're going to slow it down a little bit. This is called Transcendental Intuition. I just realized I missed Teresa's comment here also. Teresa says, speaking of one-person crew, I'm getting Space Pirate Marketing LLC up and running. And Teresa's about to get out of the military, and she's also about to get her master's degree. And she and I have been talking a bit, and she's going to do some actual marketing for the Mad Poet. Try to get some more people watching our awesome shows, joining the Mad Poet Society. Because, yeah, I think these shows are worth watching, but I'm terrible at marketing. Because I am an introvert. And I don't give a crap. I just want to play my guitar and not worry about junk. So we should, we haven't read a poem in a while. Let's do a poem here. Faith, we cannot read Faith on this. That one will not work. I can't even see the title of that one. That would be bad. One of these days, I'm going to read both Not and Veiled. Not is N-A-U-G-H-T, but these are so long. And I'm definitely not in that kind of a really long mood tonight. The slate is really long, and it's also really, really stupid. So I'm not going to be reading that one either. That is, the slate is without a doubt my absolute worst poem of all time. Oh man, I got way too many poems I just can't read in public. What is this one? This is short. Here's a nice short one. It's a haiku. Now, haikus are normally written on some sort of a particular subject, often weather or seasons. I wrote this one on the subject of flames. Flames fall from the sky, seething crimson destruction. Now your soul shall burn. Make it quick and easy tonight. All right, let's jump into this. This next one is called I've Been Looking for You. Looks like I've got my first wonky light of the day. So it's time for my lighting crew to go take care of that. My lighting crew being me. And there we are. It's just that easy. Try not to trip over my great big box here. The thing about that is when I'm back behind this, there's like so many lights shining in my eyes, I literally cannot see this great big huge box sitting right in front of me. It's just crazy. Serena V Pinup says, there once was a nut named Randy. A purple shirt and consorts he wore. He sported a tie and vest looking dandy and wrote the best song titles of doom and gore. Very nice indeed. I like that. All right, we're going to slow it down a little bit. And while we slow it down a little bit, there's something you need to know that, ladies and gentlemen, we have arrived at the G sharp minor portion of the show. You are welcome. Yeah, that's all I got. And like I was talking about, I'm going to go to my little crack pickup because it does produce a good sound for certain things. I think it might work on this. No, maybe you won't. I don't know. No, we're not going to use that. I did use it earlier. I forgot to mention it, but this song is called "The Goddess of the Sky." Sarita V says that the enter key, the new line, didn't work, and that's a problem in chat boxes on a lot of things like YouTube. I know Twitch does that as well. It doesn't put you in. You might look like you're putting yourself into a new line, but it doesn't present that way. Yeah, these chat boxes, they do have some weaknesses. Don't beat yourself up. It's all right. Still a cute poem. And for anyone who may be coming a little late, I am the Mad Poet. You are an audience. We are the Mad Poet Society. As Sarita V has pointed out, I am wearing a purple shirt. And every show that I've ever done, I've been wearing a purple shirt with a tie. Sometimes a bow tie, sometimes a necktie, sometimes a light gray one like this, sometimes a dark purple one, sometimes a light purple one, or even paisley. No one knows what kind of tie I'm going to wear. Sometimes there's a vest, sometimes there's a jacket, sometimes there's a vest and jacket. I know. Because it's just pure madness. Pure madness, baby. We got one song left on this album, but I've been working up my system for doing multiple albums, so I'm going to try a second album tonight as well. So we're not done with the show here. We got one more song on this album, but then I'm going to switch over to In This Fashion, which is one of my more common ones to play. And I have worked out, hopefully, what the problems were for the switchover, and we're gonna see if we can make a smooth transition tonight and play at least a little bit of that album, if not the whole thing. We'll see where things go. But this last song of this particular album is called Excessive Focus. All right, gangsters, let's see how we do on this transition. Got to make sure I get everything in the correct order here. And hopefully... And I think we're in. Good, okay. I might have figured something out here. Looks like things are actually working. Hopefully the music will also work. Now I gotta bring my sheet music back up. And that's one of the challenges is the way the sheet music program works. It has to be done in... Basically, my recording program has to open my sheet music program, and this may not have worked. Without that, I'm dead in the water. Did that actually go in? Okay, thanks for bearing with me, gang. That did not work. Darn it. Okay, I'm gonna have to work that out another time. My apologies. Ahoy, Doc. Yes, thank you. Thanks for coming in. Thank you very much for the tip. Greatly appreciated. I was just trying to jump into a second album here. Let me see. Let me check something else here that may or may not be the culprit. Yeah, see, I don't know why that... You guys may lose me entirely. I'm not sure if this is going to actually continue tonight. Let me see what happens.